Let's talk about Phillip Rivers and what he was able to do in his return from retirement. He comes back after almost 5 years away, starting for the Colts against the Seahawks. We pick it up late in the second quarter. Rivers finding Josh Downs, who takes it in for the score, Dan.
Yeah, good job by Downs of kind of hesitating at the line. Shallow cross. Rivers finds him. He was actually pretty impressive to start this game in the first half.
Celebration from his high school team he coaches, St. Michael Catholic in Alabama. So cool to see. Under 2 to play in the fourth. Colts trailing 15-13. Rivers connects for a huge gain. Alex Pierce down the sideline. 16-yard pickup. Colts move the chain. So 52 seconds to go. Blake Grupe on to attempt the 60-yard field goal, and that thing is drilled. It's good. Colts leading 16-15. Ensuing Seahawks drive. Well, Sam Darnold here finally making something happen. Rashid Shaheed gets involved.
Really good job by Darnold with his eyes to hold the defenders inside. Shaheed with the deep stop for a big completion. Then that quick out allows him to not only get closer, but stop the clock.
A few plays later, Jason Myers on to attempt the 56-yard field goal, and Myers nails the kick. So the Seahawks retake the lead, 18-16. Now there's only 11 seconds to play in this game. What can Rivers manufacture here? He airs one out looking for Michael Pittman Jr., but intercepted by Kobe Bryant. So the Seahawks win 18-16. Here's Phillip Rivers after the loss.
It was a blast. It was a blast, but obviously the emotions now are disappointment, right? Disappointment. This isn't about me. We got a team that is scrapping like crazy to try to stay alive and get in the postseason. And not because I'm here, but I do know that any team I have ever been a part of, not because of me, but I've been a part of, will fight like crazy until they tell us the season's over. And so you can guarantee that for the next 3 weeks.
Again, Shane Steichen said Phillip Rivers will start on Monday Night Football next week against the 49ers. How about Jordan Love? The Packers facing Bo Nix and the Broncos. A little chippiness pregame, but they would still end up getting going. It's funny, you got one player with a helmet, one player without. Early third quarter, Packers up 23-14, first and 10. Jordan Love looking deep for Christian Watson. Pass or tan?
That's
what world is he living in?
Ridiculous interception that kind of starts to flip the momentum of that game.
Watson injured on the play, as you saw there, did not return. And then Bo Nix to Cortland Sutton, reeling it in for the touchdown. Broncos down 23-21. Just 3 seconds left in the third. Same score, 2nd and 15. And Nix finding Troy Franklin for the touchdown.
Franklin's coming on for this football team this season. They've got Sutton, who's unquestionably their one, but Franklin and his ascension has been massive.
The Broncos up by 1 point, 4th and 3, and Nix deep for Cortland Sutton making the grab again. Clutch play. Broncos keep the drive alive, and R.J. Harvey pays it off.
Yeah, really good job by R.J. Harvey of just continuing to push that ball to the perimeter, find a cut, and get up north.
Denver up 34-26, under 3 to go. 4th and 10, Packers looking for something, anything, and Jordan Love sacked on the play. The Packers turn the ball over. Broncos go on to win it 34-26. So let's look at the AFC playoff picture. The Broncos clinched a playoff spot with the win. They're in sole possession of the AFC 1 seed. Remember, that means they get to host. ESPN Analytics gives Denver a 71% chance to earn the top seed in the conference. Dan, how impressed were you with Bo Nix yesterday?
Oh, ridiculously. I know you guys were talking about best game of his career. I would also say I thought it was the best game for Sean Payton this year as far as sequencing, play design, when to call it, specifically down in the red zone, and that gave Bo Nix confidence. So left hash, 4x1, Sutton by himself. The read is the safety. That's where he starts. If he doesn't get off the hash, you're throwing the fade ball. He never really gets off the hash. That's confidence for the quarterback. That ball is absolutely perfect by Bo Nix. This is one of my favorite plays of the season. Motion over. This is reverse scissors. The inside guy goes to the corner first. That lifts that half-field defender, and then the post comes behind or second, vacates middle field. It's decent coverage, just an absolutely elite throw. And Laura, the 4th and 3. Sutton bottom of the screen, one-on-one. He seams inside. Why? It creates himself space to the sideline. It's almost like that slot fade, and you cannot throw it better. That's when you watch a quarterback throw it and play like that, you're going, he knows exactly where the ball is going to go, and he has 100% confidence, not only in the call, but the people he's throwing it to.
Gathering information about the game.
It is.
Sorry, I jumped in. No, you just got me so excited showing those plays because I love them as well. And I thought he was so good at creating those one-on-ones. Yeah. figuring out, okay, when we run 4x1 or trips, we're seeing how this Packers zone base. It's not a man defense, which Bo Nix has been very good at, but he was able to get one-on-ones nevertheless through formation. I thought it was excellent.
Mina, guess what? You get to do more work now. Okay,
I just got
don't you ever apologize for jumping in. Talking ball will never give any apology for that. All right, let's talk about Micah Parsons, because this is likely a situation where he tore his ACL, and that's what the team has intimated. It could be out for will be out for the season. He posted on social media today, "I may be sidelined, but I am not defeated." One of the worst things was seeing him say, "I'm out," after realizing immediately what had happened. Parsons has lived up to the hype for Green Bay, leading the NFL with 64 total pressures. In fact, he's been responsible for over a third of the Packers' total pressures this season, the highest percentage in the NFL. No other Packer has more than 28. Mina, what kind of production will Green Bay have to fill now without Parsons?
Yeah, there's no sugarcoating it. This is devastating. Parsons was the straw that stirred the drink in that defense. Second league-wide in pass rush win. The next highest-ranked Packer is 56. That's Carl Brooks. Lucas Van Ness is getting healthy. Him and Gary, you have a power component with the pass rush. But Parsons was the speed. If I'm Jeff Hafley, I probably lean a lot more on Edgerrin Cooper as a blitzer to bring that speed. They're going to have to play the variance game a little bit more in terms of blitzing more and dialing up pressures, but so much dependent. Parsons covered up so much, too, on the back end. This is a really, really tough loss to overcome.
This defense is predicated on pressure. It's one like that. I would say this. If NFC, the team to beat is the Rams, okay?
Right.
I would have thought there was two teams, because the only way to beat the Rams is you got to get to Stafford. If you don't get to Stafford, you can't beat them. The two teams that were most equipped to do it were Seattle and Green Bay. I don't put Green Bay into that class now.
Yeah, what's remaining for the Packers, the Bears, Ravens, and Vikings to end the season. So that's what they're going to have to deal with without Micah Parsons. And so many other key players that we told you about earlier. Tucker Kraft, I think that loss has made such a big difference. Hey, back to one of the great games on Sunday. Jared Goff and the Lions visiting Matthew Stafford and the Rams. The Rams clinch a playoff berth with a win. Into the second quarter, Lions lead 17-13. First and 10, Jared Goff dropping back, airing it out to Jameson Williams for the touchdown. I remember on this show, people talking about Jameson Williams needing to be a big factor in this one, and Lions
incoming star.
I know. Yeah. Williams and Jahmyr Gibbs, they celebrated
with the catch.
Hey, what do you see about that? Colby Parkinson.
Well, there's three tight ends on the field there, but they're empty. They're completely spread out. Quarterback find the best matchup, throws a perfect throw, makes a ridiculous catch. Parkinson's become like a ridiculous pass-catching threat.
They reviewed it, but the call stood, and the Rams lead 27-24. After Detroit 3-and-out, Rams back on the field, same score. Stafford, no look, as Dan said, to wide open Puka Nacua down the middle, gaining 39 yards. He's excited.
I think Stafford's throwing the football as good as anyone maybe ever. It's ridiculous to throw it.
I would maybe say hyperbole, but I don't know, Dan. You might be right. Blake Corum runs into the
Fouts, 1974. What are you talking about?
Untouched for the score. Rams lead 34-24. Under 5 minutes left in the game. In the fourth, following a Lions field goal, Stafford rolling right. Stafford finds Parkinson again for the touchdown. Sean McVay loves it. The Rams win 41-34. Now, the Lions now have a 37% chance to make the playoffs, according to ESPN Analytics. Detroit finishes the season with games against the Steelers, the Vikings, and the Bears. The Lions favored in each of those contests. But, Peter, what do you think about Detroit at this point after losing this game to the Rams?
It's going to be a hard matchup. I mean, you come off that win against Dallas. Everyone's like, all right, here come the Lions. Jahmyr Gibbs, the best player in football. And then you go up against the Rams, and they fall short, and it's now, wait, we have 37% chance. I thought Dan Campbell's words after the game were very important. He was very honest and very true. Take a listen to what he said in the postgame.
Now we know. Now you have firsthand knowledge of what probably the top of the NFC looks like right now. That's them, and so now you know what it looks like, you know what it is, and we're not there right now.
That is someone who's not sugarcoating things. That is someone who knows the realities, and he also knows that might lift the team. I love hearing the coaches after big losses. Where do you stand? How do you carry yourself? Dan Campbell was very true, very honest. The Rams are better right now.
Yeah.
How do you get better? How do you get a chance to see them again in the playoffs? That's the question.
Yeah, I mean, Jared Goff was excellent in this game.
Yes.
The Rams' offense is a load for any team. I think the Lions, with all the man coverage they play, it was just a mismatch. Watching the Rams' offense, they're so balanced. They're good at everything. Two things really jumped out in this game. One, remember when they started using 3 tight ends, and we were like, that's cute. Now it's what they measure in, and especially with Devontae Adams is out, it's going to be huge. They're really good at getting teams to play their base defense and throwing on them. That's how those tight ends are so productive. And then Puka Nacua. I just want to make this point. I don't think we spend enough time marveling at the fact that the best blocking wide receiver in the game is also now one of the best deep threats. It doesn't happen. In fact, he's second league-wide behind only JSN in yards on 20-yard-plus throws. Guys, last year on that metric, he was 86th.
Wow.
Watching some of the deep balls in this game, there were so many. I was just marveling at his releases at the line of scrimmage, the stop-start that Dan just against DJ Reed, some of the movement abilities, his ability to track the football, and then, of course, get yards after the catch, which is hallmark. He has become such a complete superstar, Dan. I don't know how you stop him.
Yeah, I call it Where's Waldo. I think Sean does a ridiculous job, McVay, of constantly moving him around. Like, you have clips where he's the outside guy, and he's run like an in-breaker. And then you have clips when he's the inside guy, and he's working the seam or a corner out. Then you have clips when they're throwing him the wide receiver screen. He's going vertical. And the strength that he has, not only with the ball in his hands, the strength in his route running is so hard. Detroit trying to, like, man up against them is a bad decision. I don't think many people can. This is what I was kind of referencing. Okay, he's up top by himself. There's that 5-yard short end. They throw this. Matthew used to throw this to Calvin Johnson and get 10 yards.
It's a fourth down.
10. Now he's in that 4th and 8. He's at the number 3 position, the strength to win at the line of scrimmage. And then there's that catch point, the point of contact. Now they motion him out. Watch this route. This route is a double move. It's an out and up. Stafford, the confidence that he has to throw the football and just to pluck it there. I agree. The 3 tight ends are great. He's the best receiver in football that I've said it before, that we're not calling the best receiver in football.
Yeah, his aggressiveness scares DBs too. That's why they bite on all his double moves, because you're worried about getting him on the ground.
Strong.
Exactly. I'm going back to 13, meaning you hit it. Usually when we talk about 13 personnel, we getting tight ends on the field because we want to run the football, which they do as well as anybody in the league as well with Corum and Williams. But the passing game and losing Devontae is a big deal. I don't want to diminish that at all. But the fact that you can get teams to be in base defense and your tight ends take advantage of matchups like this is devastating for people, because you are not normally in your base personnel to play against a passing game. And the fact that they spread them out, keep them in line and run routes with them, it was phenomenal to see. I don't think you can guard the Rams right now as a defense.
Only one defense did. Well, Seattle. Arguably. They're playing on Thursday. And against 13 personnel, Seattle's unique in that they will play big nickel with Eamon Worry. The Rams pivoted off of that early in that game. I don't think that's going to happen this time. I think they're going to stick with 13 and try to run the ball on the Seattle sub-packages.
Again, Adam Schefter told you earlier that Devontae Adams very unlikely to play on Thursday, and there is a world where they just sit him for the rest of the regular season, try to get him healthy for what they hope will be a great postseason.
Schefter's got all the injury news. I'll tell you this. The McVay family might be adding something new in the next couple of days as well. So nothing to note yet.
Okay.
But that could be something before
Baby
Thursday night, maybe
way.
baby number 2.
Right.
So there we go.
Congratulations to them either way. Hope everything goes great and everybody's healthy and safe.